Monday Night Family Show.
Last day of the month.
Last day of the month. I said it was October 1st. I'm lying to the people. Is it okay to lie, or do you?
September's over.
September's over. Man, it's a beautiful. We've started October almost perfect.
And even the last part of September has been great. I'd love to have this as winter. That's what I would love.
And I'm not disagreeing with
The
you.
only problem I got is got the air conditioner going, and that just burns up juice and lots of money, boy.
Well, when you're a billionaire, does it even matter?
I know. If you're a billionaire, it doesn't really matter.
Well, there you go. If you were a billionaire, it wouldn't matter. Hey guys, it's Ryan. That's Richard. We are on the Monday Night Family Show. This show works best when you guys participate. How do you participate? Well, we make it easy for you. We bring up pigeon content. And then what you all do is you listen to what we say. We talk about it. You guys give us your feelings. And a reminder, some people last week got very sensitive. Very sensitive. I'm going to tell you something. In this life here, we're all just little grains of sand. So what any of us really say, it doesn't really matter. You take from us what you like, learn what you can learn, and yeah. That's pretty much it. Don't take it personally, though. We're not, I had a guy last week, he called me and asked me if I wanted to continue to do my show. You know what I said? I've been doing it for 5 years, and when I'm ready to cancel it, I will. But hey, we're going to get into all those good things today. We're going to bring up the legendary bird, Miss Maurice, today. We're going to look at combine results on 2 combines. We're going to look at the one and only O&L DeVries and how damn good they do fly. Because, hey, I could tell you that they fly like garbage. But we're going to put
Just hold on. I heard they're
proof onto the paper.
top flyer in Canada.
Yes, but
it's an advertisement.
But we want to get to some real results first.
No, but I want proof that they are the top flyer in Canada.
Well, there's no need to get into that yet. We're going to let the results. And you got the
All
paper.
I'm going to say is there's issues on this show that may be a little sensitive to you. We're trying to bring out the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts. And if it's not true, let us know. Put the big pants on and the boots. Come on.
I always
let us know.
I always prefer a man to stand up. Now, YouTube feed sound is coming in and out. Well, you might have to just disconnect to reconnect. Better now. Mansker Racing says good evening. We're going to look tonight into 2 combines, the 2 biggest combines in Southern Ontario, the EOC Combine, and we're going to look tonight into the Up North Combine. I'm going to actually post the results for you guys because you know what? We don't lie. We just tell it as it is. And we're going to find out in these 2 combines who has the best pigeons week in, week out, bang, 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 bang. We're going to find it. You're going to tell me who you think the best one is. And reminder, we can agree to disagree. Again, I say this show works best when you all participate.
I got to get the dog.
The dog is barking. First, a big shout out to the Upper Canada one-loft race run by Big Andy and Yusi, his daughter Yusi. Bang! 150-mile race today, one-loft race in Southern Ontario. 1,270 meters or yards per minute. About 30 birds on that first drop. And I have to give a big shout out to the first bird clocked. Gavia Loft. Big shout out to you. Where did he come to get the pigeons to get him to the top of the game? Where did he go? Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. There is the father of the first bird clocked today, winning Jovian a $500 cash prize. He was also 12th. He had 2 birds on the first drop. And here's the first one, bred by Eddie the Great Grugens from Belgium. This is an Eddie Grugens Guy van den Aura pigeon, the inbred Casbour. Special pigeons. Again, why is Eddie and Guy so good? It's how many times they fly those Quievrin races. the national races. They're super pigeon men, but this was the father that was purchased at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Purchased at a steal under, I believe the bird was under $750. But this was the father of the first bird to clock today. Again, come at these people with different pigeons and watch. Eddie Grugens has dominated in one-loft racing. For the small group of pigeons that he flies, he wins. And for the small group of pigeons that he sends out, he wins. I've seen him do damage in Pattaya. He had 3 birds in the top 10 in the Pattaya 2 years ago when I was there. But that same loft that we looked at that was first at the Big Andes, he was 12th. And there's another pigeon he purchased from us when Jacob Porvalit was in pigeons. He's now out. He purchased this pigeon from us as well. We did the auction with Jacob Porvalit. I was at his place. Super nice guy. There you go. At the Big Andy race, the first bird to clock was from Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. Now, I looked in the first 100 pigeons. There are close to 27, it could be between 27 and 32 birds from Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. On the first drop, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions had 7 birds in the first drop. Big shouts out to Jacob Porvalit. Big shout out to Guy Vandenauer. Big shout out to Eddie Grugens and the man who won at the Big Andes today for the first race number 1. And you know, on race number 1 today, guys, I hate to bring up controversy, but I think Big Andy and UC, they did a damn good job. Started with 1,500 birds. They ended up cutting down to 900 by the activation. And I'm going to get to your comments here in a second. He's got the birds roughly trained about 700 miles in road training. That's pretty damn good. I see the training, I see the speeds, everything's looking, we call it, everything looking good there. And I love when a dog does that squeaking. That's, you want to just put him down at that point. Sounds good on the YT. Okay, post your comments in the questions below, guys. Tonight she might buff her. We're going to keep going. Jason Mihalik here. RPSC, Pete and Rose, Christopherson. Okay, Michael Peeler, yes. Where was I? The job that Big Andy and UC are doing over there. Great job. Today they have a 150-mile race. The winds are dead out of the east, so it's a complete shoulder wind. And east winds in this area are deadly. What's so beautiful about today is you can see where you're getting the wool pulled over your eyes. When you're getting lied to, people. Lied. And this is going to sting. And I know, I know they're going to watch. I'm scared. But the Big Andy race, it was a complete legitimate race today. Birds worked hard. In the first hour, I think he had around 200, 250 birds home out of 900. They came. They didn't come like rocket ships, all in small groups, breaking up. But in Southern Ontario, we have the Niagara one-loft race. They only trained the birds 350 miles. Very little training. Same east winds. In 6 minutes, out of 189 birds shipped, 100 birds in the clock, 58 on the drop. I'm sorry to say, guys. But untrained pigeons don't handle east wind very well. Andy and Yusi's birds, they're trained fairly well. You could see they struggled in the east winds, having 700 miles of road training. The other race, 350 miles, it's still very new. It's still, birds very fresh, still learning. Birds come too damn good. With the speed of 1,000 too. One guy's flying 1,000, one guy's flying 1,200. Big Andy and UC flying 1,270, the other one flying 1,067. Hey, guess what? You better clean your glasses, Ricky? Because you can see what's going on. But anyways, I thought I'd throw that out there. Again, congratulations to all the winners there today. The first 10 birds made $1,000. Our Feathers Elite breeders made some money today. We had people calling, thanking us for giving them such good birds. Brian Mansker, he's pumping, guys. You want to buy birds? Try out Brian Mansker. First, second, this week, 1,200 yards per minute. Is that the combine? Let me know. Last week, 4th, 5th, 6th, 961 yards per minute. Again, guys, I'm not into, and I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not interested in club results. I'm interested in combine results, always combine results. So if you're going to post stuff here and you want me to give you a shout out, give me your combine results. And I'm thinking these are combine results. Brian's a good guy. He's got some good pigeons. Shane Dennis says hello. Good evening, Pioneer family. Good evening. The other day.
But you know what? It starts in the club.
Yeah, but
if you can get a good club result and it's good, that's good. And then next thing you go on to the combine, right?
Right.
I know.
That's great.
You're not interested in.
Well, I can't start reading people's club results,
No,
right?
I know, but just
I know.
That's good.
I know. Also, guys, our one loft, we had the activation the other day. Boy, oh boy, they were a little slow, but the chitty chitty bang bangs, they came home. That's good. About 100, I think it was 106 that made it. Here's your activation. It's time to get your activation in. First race will be this week, and it's either going to be Saturday or Sunday. It's going to be 3 races in 7 days. So if your money's not in, you will be eliminated from the competition. So you're going to have to get your money in by PayPal or e-transfer if you're PayPaling. Friends and family. If you don't, friends and family, I'm going to have to call you and you have to send more money. That's just how it's going to work. It's $250 per bird. If you had birds that are already activated, when you sent your birds, you get 2 birds that are activated. If you have more birds to activate, I've got to activate the rest. Very, very simple. Oh, where do we go from here? Let's see the comments. Good evening, Pioneer Gang. Good evening. Henry Ratter, we got to get your activation in. Just going to let you know. Today we had something quite interesting. Gentlemen, I didn't want to show it on the show because it was pretty gruesome. Somebody brought us a pigeon, a stray pigeon. And you see it a lot in the cities. People will put out their, I think it's to harm pigeons, but they'll put out small tiny string or yarn or thread. You know, they throw it out. And I mean, we could bring the pigeon in and show it, but it's a mess. We had the pigeons. That's good job. Thank you, Henry. Pigeons' feet are absolutely mangulated, swollen, bleeding, with string tied up all over it. Feet. I mean, we had to cut off one of the toes on the pigeon today to save the pigeon's feet. And hopefully we're going to save it, but the feet are about the size of my hands. So, guys.
Just tied off. Like,
you know.
Just wrapped in, tied off, tightened, choked. Right? Choked.
Yeah.
Bad.
Bad. So, and reminder, in your pigeon loft, guys, it's a simple thing I see a lot of guys do. They open the feed bag in their loft. Mm-hmm. They rip it sometimes to try and throw it in the garbage or you know, throw it in the loft on the floor. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because put one, I'm not saying for a joke, but put one little piece of string as long as your arm, a white little string, put it in your loft for an afternoon. Watch the pigeons. By the time you come back in 1 hour, you'll have pigeons that are tangled in it.
I think this pigeon was walking out in the street somewhere and got caught up. Then ended up somebody's house, and that was it. You know, I had another question. Someone called me up because they're watching the show, and maybe someone has the answer. I probably have the answer, but the fella has a neighbor in the city of Toronto, right in the city, not in the suburbs, like right down there. And the neighbor's feeding pigeons off his porch. Started feeding pigeons and, you know, feeding the birds, which really nice gesture. But now the neighbor has about, 100 pigeons coming to his deck, his what do we call it, veranda, every day. And he asked me, he said, how in the world, this is the neighbor saying, because the pigeons now are landing all over his roof, and crapping on the roof. And people that don't have pigeons, they blame the pigeons for crapping. Meanwhile, could be robin crap, but you see a pigeon, oh, it's got to be pigeon crap. And he asked me, how do I get rid of these pigeons out of my neighbor? How do I do this? I don't know how to do it. I mean, you tell your neighbor who's loving to feed the birds, stop feeding. I mean, what do? Do you call the town? How? And that doesn't look good for pigeon people, pigeon keepers. And I don't know what the answer is for him. He said, well, what do I do? He's in the city. I said, well,
there's nothing you can do.
Nothing you could do. You just probably live with it. Unless somebody else has a solution that you can eliminate this problem.
I don't think it's the worst problem. I know some of these people, I do see them, they're feeding birds. They put out 10 bags of feed. They got too much feed going. There's rats all over. I see it. You do see it. But what are you going to do? Everyone likes their hobbies. Everyone likes to do what they like to do. Is it?
Well, the neighbor's getting enjoyment out of feeding the pigeons, and he sees them liking the calm, and he feeds them. Next thing, he's got 150, 200 pigeons coming every day for feed, landing on the guy's house roof. Right? The fellow that asked me, landing all over, sitting on the wires and crapping all over the sidewalk. I mean, that's a tough question, isn't it?
It is a tough question. I don't think there's a right answer, and I think if you have a neighbor that is like that,
you gotta wait till he moves on.
Yeah, you kind of do, because all you're going to do is get into a fight with them, and you got to say, there's a good thing. First world problems. Is it so bad to get out there and feed the birds? It's not bad. It's not a first world problem. So well, I think
I know that,
pick
Ryan,
your battles.
I know you're trying to shoot the guy down, but when you get 200 birds landing on your deck, on the neighbor's deck.
You know what?
Wait, I know it's not a first world problem.
It's better than having a bunch of people.
This guy had a problem with it, and he asked me the question, and I said to him, I don't know. I said, maybe get somebody with a hawk that can, pay a guy to stand there and scare the birds away, or buy your neighbor's house and have the neighbors, excuse me?
Let's move on.
What do you
We can talk about this for an hour. Let's move on.
Having,
no fix in
maybe
it.
somebody knows. There's no fix.
First world problem.
But it doesn't look good for pigeon keepers. That's what I'm saying.
He's not a pigeon keeper. He's a guy that's just feeding all the kinds of birds.
If I move down the block and I decide I want to be a pigeon flyer in that neighborhood, now.
So what do you want to do?
Neighbors are going. Excuse me. Are you raising your voice?
No. What do you want to do?
I'm saying, how do we eliminate this problem for this poor guy?
You're not going to. Same like the people that pay the hunna music. I gotta listen to that all day. People start up their Mustang cars and rev them up, or their sport bikes and rev them up in the driveway. What are you gonna do? That's what gets them off. That's their jollies. I don't know. You're not gonna fix it. Anyways, if you guys know how to fix it, please post the comments.
That's what I'm just putting out there.
And
somebody has a situation where it's the same situation.
Okay.
I don't have to worry about it. I'm in the country. I got a grandfather clause here.
Okay, can we just move on? So David Tracy, you put 6 birds in. You paid your perch fee. You had 2 birds activated. If you have 4 birds left, you have to activate 4 birds at $250. That is 200. That is 1,000 Canadian dollars for you, Mr. Tracy. Brian Mansker, we're going to get to these results momentarily. Brian Mansker has a question. Can you talk about how to change up feeding when they change race dates because of weather? Well, this is what I've learned. When you have liberators, you will sort of know the type of guy they are in your combine. You know that Billy Smith he doesn't like the west wind, or this guy doesn't like the east wind, and you find out what guys are candy asses. So what you have to do is you have to start watching the weather. Now, if I race on Saturday, when the race birds come home on Saturday, I'm already looking at next week's weather, and I go, okay, let's look on Monday or on Sunday. What's the weather for Saturday? Shoulder winds, headwinds, rain, and I start to prepare. Beginning of the week, guys, lighter feed. The end of the week, your heavier feed. when you get to longer races, you want fat more in the beginning of that week. You got to get the fat on them. Get the fat on them. And you have to plan it out. Now, what feeds do you feed? That's up to you guys. I know what I'm going to feed. I know the mix that I like. And I'm going to tell you, in the mix, 50% of it has to be corn. That's it.
It's in the mix.
Yeah. Yeah, you can pick whatever bagged mix you like. A fat energy mix. And on the side of that, you better have a bag of good old magic corn.
But I think what the fellow was asking you is what happens if he's fed the birds up figuring it's going to be this kind of race, and all of a sudden they decide to cancel. He has to change the situation.
Most races in young birds,
I think that's what he asked.
yeah,
you.
most races in young birds, no feeding should be done on Friday. The day of basketing, there's no feed. Thursday is the final feeding. Now, that's not going for 250 miles and 300 miles and 350. You got to feed on Friday, the day of basketing. But other than that, the short races, your 100, 200, 225, you don't need to feed on a Friday. You don't need to feed. You need to have nothing in the system. Let's see what the comments say. Good evening, Seven Hill Lofts. Good evening. Let's be nice, says David Ortiz. See, Ricky, we got to be nice. Question, Seven Hill Lofts. Is it possible to send a bird to 300 miles with only 3 times at 50 miles? Well, you can send it. But your odds of seeing it, if it's any type of a real pigeon day, I don't think so.
I know one fella, Dave Crozier. He didn't fly this year at all, but he had bought some bonds or some, tickets to get in this race.
Mhm.
Not one loft race, open race.
Yeah.
Was it last weekend? Was it last weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think he put 6 or 7 birds in, and he trained them out. He loft flew them and trained them out only to 40 miles, I believe. And he popped them in the race,
Mm-hmm.
and they flew 350 miles, something like that. And he popped 2, got 2 in, 2 recorded on the sheet. Okay,
Right.
he wasn't a winner, but he got in there. He got his name on the sheet. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So just to show you, he number one, Dave is a super roller flyer, right? He's been in the world events in roller flying, so he knows how to properly feed the birds, have a diet,
Mm-hmm.
and he's also been a racing pigeon man for, God, I don't know, 50, 60 years. So he knows loft flying, he knows feeding, and he knows a bit about training. Now I would have to say he almost threw those birds into a one loft situation. And I didn't expect him to win it, but I wouldn't expect him to win it, I would say.
Oh.
But he got 2 on the sheet,
Okay.
which I think is very remarkable.
Okay. My opinion,
Yeah.
you train them 3 times 50 miles, and you want to jump them to 300 miles?
I know.
I'm just
no.
saying.
What I'm saying is, I don't think Dave trained him 3 times 40 miles.
Well, this guy asked.
If you train him
Yeah.
3 times,
So don't give a false hope here. What I want you to do is, I want you to run a 5-mile marathon. And I want you to go out. Hold on.
okay.
I want you to just go out, and I want you to run a 1/4 mile 3 times. Then I want you to run a 5-mile marathon. You know what?
I'm saying if they're properly loft flown and properly trained
Okay.
to 40 or 50 miles.
Three
could
times
see
3 times to 50 miles?
No, not 3 times.
Okay.
That's not enough, my friend.
I'm going
We're
to tell
asking
you.
the question: how much loft flying were they doing? What kind of feeds he got?
I'm
them on?
going to tell you, Big Andy and UC, they trained the birds 700 miles. They had a 100-mile activation, and today they went to 150 measly miles. They're down, not knocking them. But those are trained pigeons out to 100 miles. He just took them to 150. He dropped 200 birds. So you know what? Yes, you can try it, but you're being abusive to the bird.
I wouldn't do it three
Right.
times 50 miles.
You're not gonna
unless,
do it.
unless they're loft flying really well. You've got them on a proper diet. You 3 times 50 miles and then jump them to 300. I think that's hard on them.
All right.
It's going to be hard. And I know Dave didn't just do them 4 times. Just do them 4 times 50 miles or 3 times.
All right,
50
moving on. Because I think pigeons follow each other until they get closer to home. Believe it or not, guys, a lot of pigeons, they like to just find a pigeon that's in, follow them. You'll normally find guys that are topping combines, they normally get lots of strays. Lots of strays.
Pigeons follow until they're like an athlete. They only got so much steam in them, and then they drop off. And if they're not properly worked again, they drop off. Right?
100%.
That's it. They follow, but the leaders get out there and get ahead of that group that follow.
Right. Now, I wanted to start because some people thought we were a little bit hard on Mr. DeVries, saying that he cheated and him and his wife, they did some monkey business, which in black and white it looks like it. But who are we to say that, right?
Okay.
And I wanted to.
Do you want me to make a comment when you're finished?
I wanted to show you when you get this done to you, pulled over your eyes, because the gentleman he writes he's the Canadian champion. He knows everything about liberating. He knows everything about everything. He claims to know everything. He's been a CU delegate. He's a bully. I hate to say this. It's going to be sensitive, and a lot of people don't stand up. Now, I speak for the pigeons. So we're going to look through this Canadian champions season that has been. We're going to look through 2 combines where he flies 3 teams in one combine and 3 teams in another combine.
Okay.
And I'm here, and I want to
Can I ask
see
you a question?
domination.
Who are you talking about? What Canadian champion? Who?
The one that rode, he's a Canadian champion.
That wrote. He's
Wrote.
a Canadian champion. So don't make everybody think.
Well, he's not.
He wrote.
he
He's
wrote.
Canadian.
Someone
champion.
wrote it. So we're going to go through it.
There's an advertisement that says he's a Canadian champion.
That's right. We're going to start going through. And Ricky, we're just going to read each race on each combine, okay? We're going to start with the Up North combine, the bigger one. And before I get into that, I'm going to read this. Yes, I've done it. I sent 3 and got 2 on the 9th and 10th, 12th. 9th and 12th, I will tell you, depends on how you feed the birds. Loft fly, short, loft flying, and short, long, repetitive, same method, strictly with feed. Wait. I think you're saying you train them 3 times to 50 miles, but you trained them short. I don't know. I don't know. Hey, if you did it, I wouldn't try. Maybe you did.
I'm going back.
I
to
wouldn't do it.
Feeding, loft flying, and if you got them in the right weight, I believe, and they're going to be rested. They're going to go to that place. You could have a good chance.
Okay, you better be flying.
I know,
you better be flying super strong
listen,
tailwinds.
I know a guy that was a champion tippler flyer. What was his name? Oscar, was it? Not this
Yeah,
Oscar.
we already
but-
told the story. You fed them of this
These
and this
people
and
have
this.
not heard the story. And
You've told it 3 times on this show.
No, this man, he actually helped a guy fly in his club. He's a tippler man and helped a racing pigeon man help him fly. He said he'll win races without even training, just by proper feeding and loft flying. Now you got to be a real expert. Now this guy was also a top-notch tippler flyer in Canada. He'd get the things to fly for 21 hours.
Okay.
Okay, you don't believe it? I do believe it.
I'm telling you, you don't give them road.
He helped that
Okay.
guy. He won numerous.
I want
club
the
races.
I want the guy's name. So you better call the guy and ask it, because I
Oscar,
like.
I don't know the man's name.
Okay. So anyways,
Okay,
let's.
so what you're doing is You're going to stereotype this Oscar.
No,
to
I
see-
want to see results on 2 combines, and I
Exactly,
want him.
exactly.
I want to buy birds from him.
Hold it. Don't.
I want to buy birds.
Right. Okay. All I'm saying is, we want to show you folks how this fellow, at not last week's race, the week before, cheated. And show what his performance had been in the past. And I don't know even why this man even flew last week's race. And he's probably going to fly this week's race. And walks in with his basket. Like, wow. Okay, so show people what this
All
guy
right.
is like.
So we're going to
Right.
start off in the Up North Combine. There it is. Look at it on the screen,
Want
folks.
me to write this down?
Well, I'm going to read you the top 5 flyers that clock. The first 5 flyers to clock
okay,
pigeons.
go.
And you can just write their name down. Okay?
This is Up North.
This is the Up North. So here we go. Race 1, August 3rd. Let's take a look. August 3rd. The first
The
race.
3rd?
No. Yeah, first race. Don't worry. Just here you go. First race. First 5 lofts to clock. 1,500 pigeons. We don't need to write that down. 89 lofts. Foster, Hubert, Zabo.
If you want me to write this, you
Yeah.
gotta slow down again. Eh? Foster, Huber,
Zabo,
Zabo,
Sam,
Sam,
Darcy.
Darcy.
Okay. In those first 20 pigeons that clock, there are 0 DeVries. I'm just proving a point here. Tell me when we get to the Thunder, baby. So that's race 1. Now, anytime you hear someone else's name, you just put a little check mark beside it. And I want you to tell me who flew the best in this combine, because I want to know where I should maybe buy some birds. Foster did quite well there. Let's look at the second race.
When was it?
Race number 2 here.
What date was it?
Doesn't I'll read it here for you right now. Race number 2 is on the screen. Dunchurch. Great race point. 1,591 pigeons. 90 lofts. First 5 lofts again. Alec Loft. Ziggy Pachur Loft. That's near Oscar. Hamilton Lou. Bruce Badon. And Tony Elvis. After 2 races in the Up North Combine and wins going for Team DeVries, top 20 pigeons, no DeVries. No DeVries. Let's look at race number 3, guys. And I will, after the 3rd race, I will look at your comments. Race number 3 was North Bay,
Where was the race number 2?
Dunchurch. Race number 3, August the 19th, 1,595 pigeons. Getting to be a pretty good sized combine there. Let's look at the first 5 lofts. Hey, congratulations to a guy that participates in our 1 loft race, Mark Carnwell. He was 1st and 2nd, but he's the 1st loft. Team Bomback, Cara Lofts, Farhad Loft, and Rebellion Loft.
What's going on there? Do you want me to keep writing these down? 5?
Yeah.
You gotta slow down. Mark Bombat,
Mark Bomback, Cara Loft,
Car, right?
Farhad Loft,
Farhad,
Farid, and Rebellion Loft. Again, in these top 20 pigeons again, there's no DeVries. But let's make a note on this one that Mike Pilata, which is Andy Pilata's father, they live beside each other. They live in Scugog. They cracked the top 20. So that means the birds could have made it to the land of the DeVries.
they clocked in the top 20?
Yeah, but
Okay.
DeVries is still nowhere to be found. 3 weeks into the up north, striking it out. Race number 4. I'm going to put this on the screen for you in black and in white. North Bay again. I'll read it out to you guys. 1,567 pigeons, 93 lofts. De Silva is first loft. Ferreira is second loft. Upper Canada loft is the third loft. Very interesting here. This shows the wind is perfect for Oscar, and it's good for the guys on the east and the west side because it's Mike Pilata again. So Mike Pilata's got 2 times there, and Fernando Dietrich. Let's make a note though. Oscar and Linda at this race, they finally cracked the top 20. They did.
Where were they?
They were 14th and they were 15th. Okay? Oh, and they were 20th. Sorry, it says there. I just want you guys to see. Moving on to our 5th race. I'm going to do the 7 races and then we're going to talk about it before we move to the next one. Latchford is the 5th race. I always love Latchford. It makes me feel good. First 5 lofts to clock. 1,424 birds, 84 lofts. First loft, Carl Loft. Carl Loft, I've said this a few times. He seems to be the heavy favorite right now. Furlano and Rody.
I think Karloff's, we actually started him off
We
racing
did.
pigeons.
We did.
Yeah,
We'll wait though. Hold on.
that's okay.
So it's Carl Loft. It's Rody. It's Tony Elvis. Oscar DeVries is the 4th loft. And Kowarski is the 5th loft. Let's make a note here that in this race, DeVries had the 4th spot, the 8th spot, the 10th, the 11th, the 13th, and the 14th spot. That's a pretty good race. He turned on there. Now, let's move to the 6th race. Almost done, guys. I know this might get you going, but I like to point out some good, fun-filled facts. Which I believe this is Latchford again, the 6th race. Here we go, 1,521 pigeons. We've got Joe Ferreira first, Dietrich second, Aerosmith third, R. Santos 4th, and Zabo 5th. Owen L. DeVries only have 1 bird in the 17th spot. Okay, final race, guys, in the up north season. I'm looking for the champion, and Ricky and you guys are hearing what I'm saying, so let's see if we can find that champion. Final race, Matheson. This is the race that, let's see this race in the Up North Combine. This is the 7th race. Carl Loft, again, Frank Zabo, Sam and Menier, De Silva, and Dave Wood. DeVries, nowhere to be found on that result. So, guys, I'm back. We're back. Let's talk about it. Let's hope we're still on. So we went through these results. What did you think?
For DeVries didn't show what he's supposed to be.
Did you see the first 17 out in front? Anywhere?
No way.
No 17.
No, you can see it. No,
No,
right?
there's no 17. Oscar Zero, says Eddie Ortiz. I wouldn't buy pigeons from any of those guys. No one's consistent enough. In the top 10, week after week for me, that I am out, no one interests me. The first 3 races.
That's 100% right.
Hey, J.D. Teal.
The only guy that I don't know what he hits. This is Karloff. I don't know how many hits in that top whatever, but it doesn't look like it wasn't car all the way. You know what I mean?
Karloff, I want to say this. He's been flying 5 years.
He hasn't been flying 5 years.
No, he's been flying 4 years.
He's had some good luck.
4 years.
Right.
He came to us. He got some birds from us. He was into crack tumblers. We kind of got him on his way, and he started to do his own thing, and I haven't talked to him since. But I will say something. From where he started to where he is, he's done very good. That's a round of applause for that man. Good job. But,
This man does as he's told.
he's doing something right.
He's doing as he's told. Karloff. Who is this guy? What's his name?
Tony.
Oh,
Mashallah.
Tony Mashla. Why don't you come around there, buddy?
All right. Anyways.
Okay.
So, on the first what we see here in black and white, not very impressive by the champion to get no 17 birds out in front. Now we're going to look. We're going to go to the other combine. This is the one that interests me. This is the one where the cheating happened. Okay? Guys, I want you to do your homework. You tell me. We're going to really look at these results. Are you ready? The Eastern Ontario Combine. Race number 1, Whitney, Ontario. Let's take a look at it, guys. Now, this is a way bigger spread than the Up North Combine. This is a lot harder spread in my opinion. But again, that's just me. So, first 5 lofts. And you can see this is a different spread. Richard got 1. George Webb is 2. Sean Whetstone is 3. Frank Waterfall is 4. And Kay Marshman is 5. In the top 20 of these positions, there's no DeVries anywhere. And between George Webb and Kay Marshman, they put in about 100% of the pigeons ahead of almost everyone. That's race 1. Again, Oscar, Linda, DeVries, no pigeons in the top 20.
And then, don't they also have a partner in there? Another partner?
Yeah, they have his son.
That's another one on the list.
Yeah, they have 3 teams here as well.
Flying out of the same lot.
3 teams.
Yeah.
Race number 2, guys. Let's check it out. Wow, look at this one, guys. And I think this is what Mr. J.D. Teal is talking about on race number 2. Caleb and Chris Marshman. First loft.
Where are they flying from?
They're flying from Bissett Creek. 500 pigeons in this combine. Okay? Or is it Mattawa? Mattawa. Let's see. Mattawa. It don't matter. Take a look at this. And I think this is what Mr. Teal talks about. Kay Marshman is the first loft, but it takes, in the top 20 pigeons, it takes 17 of the top 20.
From start to finish?
Start to finish. So it's Kay Marshman. Kay Marshman is 2 lofts. Sean Whetstone. Bob Waterfall. Frank. There's your 5 lofts. So in the top 20 spots, Kay Marshman's take basically 16. J.D. Teal, I think this is what you might be talking about. But let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's move to the next one, folks. Bissett Creek, race number 3. Whoa. Oh, here's another good one. Did I do that right? Oh, I got the wrong one here. Sorry, guys. You're going to have to read it there. Bob Anderson is first. And I can't see I can't see the name. Steve something is 2. K Marshman is the third loft. K Marshman is the second loft.
You mean the fourth loft?
Fourth loft. And our buddy Lance Dennis is the fifth loft. And again, K Marshman in the top 20 pigeons has about 10. About 10. Let's look at the next race, Temiskaming. Am I right on this? This is Temiskaming. Race number 3. Tom McClatchy is first. K Marshman is the second loft. Ray Naglicki is the third loft. K Marshman is the fourth loft. And between Tom McClatchy, Chris Marshman, and Ray Naglicki, they take all the 20 positions. Okay. Let's move on. Bissett Creek again. Is this Bissett Creek? Let me make sure. No, that's roulette. Hold on. Oh no, sorry, this is right. I got the wrong one. Here we go. No, I gotta go to roulette. Hold on, where's roulette? Roulette, here we go. Roulette. Ray Naglicki, Terry Gill, Bob Anderson, Flying G, and Bob Waterfall. Okay? And the next 2 lofts after are the Marshman people. But that's okay. Let's move to the next race. And I'm doing this, guys, because I want you to see. Next one up is Roulette. Roulette. We've got John Funnel, takes the first 6. K Marshman, Bob Anderson, Frank Waterfall, K Marshman. Moving along, let's take a look at the next race. Next race, Bissett Creek. Oh boy. K Marshman, first loft. K Marshman, the second loft. Sean Whetstone, the third loft. Bob Anderson, George Webb. Let's make a note. No DeVries here. And the final race of the season.
No DeVries in any of these races.
No DeVries. Let's make a note on the last race, though, folks. North Bay, where Oscar drove the pigeons for the trailer. His wife had the pigeons on the truck. Let's take a look. There it is. Hold on. Oh, where is it? Right here? Right here. Here we go. Linda DeVries takes the first 13 positions.
In the combine?
Yeah.
Holy jumping.
Oh, sorry. She took the first 13. Then it's Ray Naglicki at 14. Then it's Linda DeVries to 17. Then the real results again come in. K Marshman, Tom McClatchy, and Flying G. Those are the birds that round out the top 20. Guys, I know you might not like what I'm saying here. And we'll go back and look at these comments. But Pigeon Men out there.
They even got a post on that?
Well, yeah, it's all here in black and white.
Okay, so if I can say a few words.
What's the best loft in the East? What would you pick? Race in and race out. What do you think?
I think K Marshman.
Kay Marshman. It's a very consistent loft.
But I'm looking at this last race here. Now, maybe people don't know, but I don't know who allowed this man to haul the vehicle. Situation was vehicle was broke down, he had a spare truck, so he's going to help. I volunteer my truck. Somebody allowed him to do that pull. And I'm sure this combine could have got a wrecker, we call a wrecker or a tow truck, to tow the thing. But they allowed this man to do that pull. They allowed him, whoever it was, I believe it was Bob. Bob was the man who was the operator of this combine, the president, because they had a problem. The truck broke down. Did they not call the president?
But
Just hold on. Hey, Bob,
Okay.
the truck broke down. Oh, we need help. This Oscar guy, he's going to haul it, no problem. He's going to hook on. Well, because they had a fifth wheel on this truck, not a regular F-150.
Well, we
it
talked
wasn't
about
a tow- We know that. But I'm saying, and then secondly, how this DeVries guy would not say to Bob, Bob, I'll haul it.
he
no
knows
problem."
everything.
Just hold on.
I just want to talk for a second.
Bob, no, I'm not finished. Bob,
Christ.
I'll haul it for you, Bob. I know you're stuck. You don't want to pay for a tow truck because you're cheap. Okay, fine. Now, instead of him saying, I'll haul it, I need two guys with me
We
to
talked about
witness.
this last week.
Right.
He didn't do it.
So why are you showing this program?
I'm
This guy-
showing
this
it.
guy-
I'm showing it because
Just hold-
people said
hold
the
on.
man's birds are ready to roll.
Listen.
They're not ready to roll.
Why are they posting this when this guy actually sabotaged the friggin' race?
Well, but I wanted to show the people. So
Show
can I read
Right.
this?
And why
Let me
did
read.
Why did Bob let him haul the friggin' truck?
Okay, so I'm gonna read now.
Bob put
I'm
the
gonna-
friggin'
can I just
steak in
fucking
front
read?
of the hungry
Can
dog.
I read? After seeing all 7 weeks, there's no one dominating. The guys to buy birds from better half a season. Okay? 7 out of 7. Especially shipping 20 birds. Well, the combine's allowed to ship 20 birds. After seeing the second set of results, Marshman is who won better being to get pigeons from. J.D. Teal, he lives in Oklahoma. He's never seen the results in black and white. He says it. Marshman is the one. Here's the fun fact. Marshman is running in the same club as DeVries. So every time Marshman won, the Canadian pretend champion, Mr. DeVries, he should have been there. And he wasn't. He wasn't in the up north. He wasn't in the EOC. To top it off, I heard through a pigeon man in the Bowmanville area, okay, that there was an email sent from Oscar DeVries to the president of the Eastern Ontario Combine saying, if you would like to take my results down, my wife's results down from this race, I'll leave it in your guys' hands.
It's still up there, isn't it?
Hold on. When you win, you win. But when you cheat and you see it on paper and you go, boy, honey, we didn't do that too good, then you start feeling guilty. Now you make this claim. You can take it down. I hope the Eastern Ontario Flyers, I hope they hear about that. And I hope the Eastern Ontario Flyers stand up and get that rectified. Because I'm going to tell you something. It's disgusting to see that the DeVries robbed their own pigeons from the win. Maybe those DeVries pigeons did do it. But I'll tell you, when you haul the truck and you liberate the birds and you knew better, you robbed it from your pigeons. And you took away, Mr. DeVries, maybe a great performance. And you tarnished it. And you sure screwed Ray Naglicki out of getting another combine win.
Well, he also screwed people that came next, like Chris Marshman, for points, racked up points. He screwed the bottom man on the list even for points. Let's just say top 50 birds get points. all those birds got screwed for points because they took the top, what was it, 17 or 18 birds right in there.
Mm-hmm.
They screwed people for points. And the other thing, if they're publishing this, that combine should be shame on you. And also, this Oscar guy, according to what you said, he said to the combine, I did wrong. It's up to you to decide whether you want to take my top performance away from me. He admitted he did wrong, and he's putting that into these people's hands. I think he should be suspended, pigeon flying, for 1 year. Bob, who is the ex there, he should be suspended as well. Period. Done. Said and done. They got rid of 2 guys in that combine this year for doing a lot less than that. They just eliminated them. What the heck's going on, man? Bob, if you're listening, you should be ashamed of yourself for opening the doors of the bank and letting this stupid guy go in and steal money when you knew it could happen.
But the worst part was, he wrote to Bob, you can take my results down if you want. And I'll tell you something. Winners don't say nonsense like that. I want to give a
Take it away, man.
I want to give a big shout out to all the flyers there in the Up North Combine that had good results that we had mentioned. I want to give shout outs to the people in the EOC that had good results. And I hope you people see something here. In 2 combines, flying 3 teams in each, that's 60 pigeons per week on each combine. The so-called Canadian champions could not win. And when they got real mad, and when it was time to open the bank to take the money out, the money was taken out. So,
And now this character here, he flew in a race last weekend.
an open,
Yeah.
and he got obliterated.
And now he's probably going to fly again. And, hey,
Hold on.
where was the barricade?
My question.
Where is the barricade?
My-
Hold on, stop. Where is the barricade at the gates of the open race saying, hold it, son, you ain't coming in. You can get your basket and go back home because this, you're a damn crook.
One
Out.
more thing. After last week's performance that he did, and I heard people, nonsensical pigeon men, saying he knows how to get him in condition for the Open. This weekend was the Open. Okay? After taking 17 in a row, bang, 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 you're ready to roll. And that was Linda DeVries. What happened? This week in the Open, she was, I think, 48th in the Open with 1 pigeon.
One pigeon.
1 pigeon. Mr. Fernando Dietrich, over on the other side, whipped them by about
An
an hour and 30 minutes. So, hey, congratulations there. Now, somebody says that we're wrong. I think you guys named the show wrong. Instead of the family show, it should be called We Trash People We're Jealous Of.
No, we're not. Hold
on.
Hold on a minute.
Hold
You
on.
gotta do some trashing. I got some more trashing.
He's not done. And I'm going to let him speak his thunder, because I talked to Maurice O'Donnell. This guy's a little sensitive on old Maurice. I like
Who is
this.
this guy?
So Bradley Harper says, I'm jealous. Trashing people you're jealous of. No, I'm not jealous. Last week you trashed Maurice O'Donnell. Hold on. Maurice O'Donnell. Mike Gannis bought his pigeon, blah, blah, blah. Okay, you read it here. So, I got to give credit to Maurice O'Donnell. Last week, I told you what I thought about Miss Maurice. And for you guys wondering, and Maurice, I hope you're watching. I did say I was going to bring this up, and I was going to show your hen. There she is, Miss Maurice. The hot spot winner in the South African $1 million race. Now, again, guys, That was the last year the race was run. We did the importing for that. We never got our money out of it either. Poor Maurice O'Donnell, he never got his money for this pigeon that did all the winning. And I question, not knocking this pigeon, but I question if they didn't give the money for the guys doing the quarantine, they didn't give the prize money to the guys who won the race, they didn't give the auction money to the people. Did the race ever go to the distances? That's my first question. But we'll never know that. So Maurice O'Donnell, he gave me a call, and this is the hen here. Miss Maurice. Beautiful pied hen, war paint. Take a look at her. God, I'd buy her, wouldn't you? She's beautiful.
Strong looking hen.
She's beautiful. It was purchased by Mike Gannis. Mike Gannis, not my kind of guy. Not that I'm jealous of him. He sells a lot of pigeons. He won a lot of races. And you know what? He does know the owners of these races. No, there's a big part of this. And I'm jealous. I said last week, I did an auction for Derek Walsh. And I was doing it. And I got a little strip tore off me by Maurice O'Donnell. And I wasn't too impressed with that. And I vented my opinion. My opinion on that. I said that Maurice O'Donnell would get his butt kicked by Derek Walsh. I did. I said it. One thing I liked about Maurice O'Donnell, he called me up and he talked. We talked. We talked about he flies long distance, won loft races. Derek Walsh flies sprint pigeons. Maurice has won a lot of long distance races. He's a top long distance flyer in a different part of Ireland. Congratulations. I'm not going to take anything away from Maurice like that. Was I pissed off at the time for what Maurice had said when I was doing an auction for another Irishman? I was.
What, you said something
He said something about the Walsh pigeons at the time. Now, Derek Walsh and Maurice now are friends. That's fine. I talked to Maurice, and I said to him, I think the pigeon is great. It won you money. You have the parents, or you sold the parents, I don't know. The pigeon did not produce super pigeons at Mike Gannis's loft. It produced the odd good pigeon. And then the pigeon was sold. Mike Gannis has a handful of pigeons he's never sold. Wolverine, Mona Lisa, Sun City. There's a handful of them he's never sold. They've died in the loft. Those were the pigeons that couldn't be replaced. Those were the pigeons he couldn't afford to sell.
They were producers.
They were the producers. Miss Maurice, beautiful pigeon. She won the knockout stages. Not my cup of tea. Would I buy the pigeon? No. Do I like the pigeon? Nice war paint? Yes. Do I think she breeds the odd good pigeon? Yes, but I don't think she's a super producer. That's my opinion. And I said to Maurice, I'm entitled to my opinion. Now, am I jealous? I've never won a knockout stage, 5 knockout races. Sure, you could call me jealous. No, I'm not jealous. I'm not interested. That race at the Sun City $1 million race, Sarah Blackshaw robbed that whole race, robbed everybody. So I questioned it. And I see the bird went to Gannis's, high publicity, and the bird was then dumped off and sold. So I said to Mr. Maurice that I would bring him up. I did say to Maurice, when I go to Ireland and I meet him, we're going to have a beer and I'm going to do an interview with him. I think he is a good pigeon man. I like his pep, his fire. He stood up for himself. I like people who stand up for themselves. And as for Bradley here, Bradley, you don't have to worry, Bradley Harper. Maurice can stand on his own 2 feet. My one loft race has 108 pigeons. Do you want to know why? Because when we play them hard, people, they don't like it. I'm not really too worried about a big one loft race. I got bigger fish to fry. Hold on. You know what? I can do like the Hoosier does too. I can do like the big races and monkey business it around. I can do it. But number one, Bradley, I'm not jealous of Mike Gannis. I'm not jealous of Maurice O'Donnell. I'm not jealous of the Queen Elizabeth, Michael Jackson, Michael Jordan, or anybody. I do my own thing.
I think what this Bradley fellow was saying, that we're making statements
That aren't true.
Hold on, about people
Yeah.
that he feels we make these statements because we're jealous of them. And we're talking about Oscar de Vries here and his family. Okay? It's the truth, Bradley. It's the truth. We're just telling you folks that don't know the truth. And don't say we're jealous. I'm going to say is, who is this guy? And now I know it's Bradley. So Bradley, do your homework before you say we're jealous.
Yeah.
This guy, we're saying he was allowed to cheat. And he knows what would happen if he falsifies and gets caught. Okay? So don't say we're jealous of him. I know when he had his one-off race a few years ago, he had his wife in the race. His wife was winning money in the race. I seen that happen. Okay? I seen what he's done to other people. And what we're talking about here is the truth. And Bradley, if you don't want to hear the truth, you want to be blind. Sorry, bud. Don't call me jealous. I'm saying he pulled the wool over a lot of people's eyes on that particular race, and he got caught for it because Bob let him do it. So don't say we're jealous, Bradley. Do your homework, man. Before you talk.
Hold on. We don't have a bird in the race.
We don't have a bird in
Hold
the
on.
race.
We didn't have a bird in any of the combines. They don't let us fly. We
Yeah.
don't have an opportunity. But I'll tell you something. I know for a fact I'll beat Oscar 8 weeks in a row.
We're not going to talk about who he's going to beat. I'm just saying.
I'm not jealous of Oscar
The
de Vries.
sucker should have drove the truck with a witness, number one, or pull his birds off the truck. I'm not flying my birds. I want to be not counted for in this race. I want to do a gesture on this. And Bradley, if you know Oscar de Vries, pick the phone up now and tell him to come on the damn show.
Hey, here's the
Tell him to come on the show like a man.
Here's the difference.
And tell Bob to come on like a man. The guy who let him friggin' do it. And plus, this Oscar guy was in the Canadian Racing Pigeon Union.
Delegates.
Executive of the Racing Pigeon Union.
So he knew the rules, but he played it to rob the bank.
And
Now hold on.
guess what, Bradley? You're damn right I'm jealous. I'm jealous how a guy can get away with this shit. This kind of shit game.
Yeah,
Right.
you're 100%
Pick up
right.
the phone, Bradley. Get him on here. You're big enough to talk, but you don't know what you're talking about, man. That's what you are.
Here's the other thing.
What?
I said to Maurice,
I'm not talking.
hold
about
on.
Maurice.
No, we're bringing this up here. They're both together. They're two men. We discussed it. At least Maurice had the balls to call. We discussed it.
to call
And
you.
you want to know what? I'm going to interview him because I said I would. J.D. Teal says, I bought a lot of pigeons from Ireland. I talked to the guys in Ireland almost daily, and Maurice pigeons have never caught my radar to bring over here. Hold on. J.D. Teal, in my opinion, I'm more on your side of the fence. I'm sure that Mr. Maurice is a good flyer. We were talking about one pigeon and one pigeon only because Isaac, and he's not on the show tonight, Isaac called Maurice after the show and said, this guy was ripping on you. I wasn't ripping. I was telling you my first-hand experience.
If this Maurice,
that I dealt with.
Maurice guy is a top-notch long-distance flyer in Ireland, it's very tough also to fly long-distance pigeons in Ireland. They got to be damn like steel.
Right.
Okay.
I wasn't. Hold on.
The guys.
Somebody came on.
But the guy's got good pigeons. If he's that way, he's got darn good pigeons because it's hard. But
Listen. Listen.
because there's one bird at okay, wait. If there's one bird at the whatever the hell it was there in Africa, and it won. It could have been a lucky bird. I don't know if it. How many times? Where was it? Was an ace pigeon?
Can I ask you a question?
Right.
The year that the $1 million race, the last year it ran,
Yeah.
we did the importing for the Canadian country in America. Remember the bullshit that happened?
I know the
Yes.
trouble.
Right.
The birds.
All the people didn't get paid from that race. Now, can I ask you, if Sarah Blackshaw was the biggest crook to steal all the money, do you think she paid the guys to train all the birds? The birds never left the loft. I'm guessing. Maybe.
Wasn't that the year that the birds died on the runway? The crates
Yeah.
were left
The
on the runway.
the last year.
In the last year, in the extreme heat,
No.
in those crates,
Hey.
and they died right on the runway. That's what we heard. But anyways, Bradley, we're not jealous of that Africa race, but we're telling you the truth. She did steal all the money. Tell you the truth. The birds died on the runway. We're not jealous of that. We're just telling you the truth. And by the way, Bradley, you had enough time to get Oscar on the phone and say, get on that show, man. These people are so jealous of you, they're lying about you. And I think Oscar might probably say to you, mosquito, might say to you, I'm sorry, but they're not lying about me. I did it. We got an email, like Brian said, about it. And we're not jealous. All we're saying is he raped the Flyers in that race. He raped them.
And
That's it. What do you get for rape?
And he wrote, if you don't like my results, you can disqualify me. He's telling you in black and white.
It's up to you. Decide what you want to do.
Anyways.
I ripped you off. I did what I had to do to friggin' get a win in. And guess what? What do you think?
Okay, let me get in. So, a good note was, last week we had some stuff like that. Great thing was I got to talk to Maurice O'Donnell. Good thing is I'm going to have a beer with him. You know, I said at the end of the day, Maurice, we might agree to disagree. And that's okay, but we both love racing pigeons, and that's it. If you made amends with Derek, we're good, we're fine. It's not a big deal. Again, I just wouldn't buy that pigeon. I'm sure Maurice O'Donnell has some great pigeons in Ireland. I know he's won a few spots there in different one-laugh races. JD Teal says, one word for distance flying in Ireland is the King's Cup. Yes, that is very true. And JD Teal says, I can give you 5 guys that fly better pigeons. And again, I'm not here to pick a big fight. One thing I did like about Maurice O'Donnell was he stood up. And there's nothing wrong with that. And it's the same with Mr. DeVries. Don't write that crummy email. You say to Bob, I take that result down. I should be suspended for a year. That's it. Be a man. Stand up. And hey, Bradley.
Call up.
Give me a kiss, Bradley.
Bradley, call up Oscar and call up Bob, the president of the EOC, and discuss that with them. And what I want you to do is, I want you to ask the pair of them, are we making up stories? Ask the pair of them. If we're making up stories, ask the pair of them. Bradley, I don't know where the hell you are.
Anyways, he didn't come back, and he ain't going to come back.
No, because he just pissed himself and ran away.
Hold
That's what it was.
Hold on. But here's the best part. We could have told you guys in black and white. We could have told you pretend results. I showed you from 2 combines. We showed it to you in black and white. Same thing I said about the Miss Maurice pigeon, I don't feel it's a super breeder. I haven't seen super breeding results from it. That's why it was moved from the greatest one loft collection of pigeons in America or in the world, Gannett Family Lofts, that has spent millions of dollars on one loft winners. But the bird got moved on. Same like the pigeon red monkey. It got moved on. Certain birds get moved on. Do you know why they get moved on? When they don't produce not only the green, but they don't produce the results, they get moved on. Hey, Wolverine was bought at Nicholas Norman's, was brought to Gannett Family Lofts, lived and died. Breadwinners. Never left. Was never for sale. That's all I was talking about. And hey, thank you. Going to be a great interview with Maurice O'Donnell when I get a chance.
No, but what you're doing is saying Maurice O'Donnell called you and confronted you like a man, whether he's right or you're wrong or whatever.
I like that though.
Right. Be a man. This Oscar guy, we're wasting our time on this sucker. Hey, come on the show. Tell us how it was. Tell us why you sent that email. Why?
Brady? I can't even read. My name is not Bradley. It's Brady. Brady. I live in Oakhurst, California. Hey.
Good, Brady. Good.
You know what? California is a beautiful place. I want you to go. I want you to invest in more Gannett Family Loft pigeons and enjoy them. Or DeVries pigeons or wherever. But you have, I don't know if you're trying to gain points on it or not. We just gave you the facts. You know what? We just gave you the facts, bud.
The true facts.
We gave you the facts.
That's it.
And hey, you know what? If it hurts that you bought children off, Miss Maurice, maybe you did. But guess what? I want to see the results. I want to see the results. And then it's good. That's good.
I'd like to see somebody from the EOC come on here and make a couple statements on this character here. I don't understand.
The Eastern Ontario Combine will not. This is the problem. The combines, the people in the combines, they have to stand up for what's right. And that result had no business to be there. Okay?
They won't stand up.
They won't stand up.
I'm sorry, but you folks.
And Bradley, Brady, Barry, whatever the hell your name is.
Mr. Guy from California.
Yeah.
Call up Oscar DeVries. Tell him to come on the show. We're willing to talk to him. And Bob, the guy that's running the combine, we want to get him on the show to discuss this situation. That's it. It just burns our ass.
Hey, hold on. Brady, I don't have any GFL pigeons and I don't want them. Okay, well you and me, we're on the same team. I'm not jealous of Mike Gannis. He sold the most pigeons. He's won the most races. Great for him. Great. I talked about a pigeon that didn't breed superstars in his loft. That's what I talked about. And that was it. As for Maurice O'Donnell,
I think what you said was Maurice, the main thing is, you and Maurice spoke after you made the comment last week, and you got on the phone together and had a chit-chat and discussed it. That's a man to man to man. But this Oscar character, we made accusations about him on our show which were true. And Bob also, they haven't contacted us on the show to say you guys are full of shit. We're not full of shit. That's why they're not coming on the show. That's 100%. That's what you're saying. Maurice come on to you. But this character here, this DeVries guy, and he's walking last week to an open race with his birds, like, hey, I'm here. He's going to go to another one now. Hey, I'm here. He should be shunned for a year, at least.
Because he knew better.
That's right. He should be shunned. They should put a blockade up. Hey, hold it, bud. We are the people. We want to be treated honest. We don't want a crook. in this race, and you proved to be a crook in this race. So we don't want a crook here, okay? It's like a guy coming in my backyard starting to steal stuff in the middle of the night. I don't want a crook here. It's like a coon coming in my house, in my pigeon loft, or my chicken house. He wants to steal my chickens. I don't want him in there.
All right.
So
now,
that's what I'm trying to say.
Now.
So
Eddie Ortiz says, where does Harper race? Maybe Eddie Ortiz, maybe you're near him. Eddie Ortiz, what club does he fly in? Michael Peeler says, has anyone in the EOC willing to protest, or are they just leaving it alone? And this is what I'm saying. Hey, guys, I'm telling you something.
stand up for
I
your
found,
rights.
in the last little while, I found one pigeon man. Do you know who it was? You know what his name was? Maurice O'Donnell.
Right.
He lived in Ireland. He wasted a long-distance phone call to talk to me. We talked for about a half an hour. That's a pigeon man.
That's a man.
That's a man. I like that. And he stood up. And the EOC, if Maurice O'Donnell can stand up, then you people
And
can
hold,
stand
hold
up.
on a minute. What's his name? Bradley?
Hold-
Bradley?
Yeah.
This guy?
And
From
Miss, you know
this
what?
California man here.
He's standing up.
Yeah, he's got a lot
Yeah,
of
hold
this
on.
to do, and I appreciate that. But if you got so much of this to do, why don't you hear it right from the horse's mouth?
Hey, it sounds like Brady here. He would stand up for himself.
Brady, yeah.
Brady. I don't know the name. B-R-A-D.
Brady Harper.
Brady, Bradley, Brady. Okay.
Not Bradley.
Well, hey, Rick,
Whatever.
Ricky. You'll be all right. Question from Combination Van Zoren. Hold on, guys. Newsflash. This man here on your screen, Combination Van Zoren. One of the smallest lofts in the Netherlands. And I say proof is always in the pudding. Are you guys ready to get turned on? I know you are. Because you know what? I'm going to turn you all on right now. He has his question. We're going to ask his question.
Answer it.
We're going to answer or read the question.
Okay.
But take a look at this. This is his superstar hen, Olympic henny, the best pigeon of all the Netherlands. Fun fact, guys, they have about 10 breeding couples. They fly a race team of about 30 old birds, 50 youngsters, small father and son team. They've flown up to 6 pigeons, have flown to 26 pigeons to fly small group pigeons, okay? Not only did he breed the Olympic henny that won him the overall ace pigeon of the Netherlands in all distances, but last year in the Florida Pigeon Derby, the first pigeon to clock over $100,000 sold at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions was 50% Combination Van Zoren, was 50% in the breeding from one of our auctions. Hold on.
Explain how hard it is to become the Olympic henny. How hard is it to be?
To be an Olympiada pigeon, you got to fly 2 years of pigeon flying.
Right.
Okay, you have to score in all the categories. You have to do it for 2 years. And this pigeon here, we sold direct children off of it. The pigeon is a super nice hen.
And then the end, you have to go to
A show. A show.
and you have to win in that show.
So let's get to his comments. So, don't worry. Question: who is Oscar De Vries? Ha ha ha! He gets such a hard time every week. He gets such a hard time every week by Marshman. What he's saying is, Marshman beats him every week so bad. Hey guys, it looks like Van Zoren's reading the results. It looks like J.D. Teal's reading the results. Eddie Ortiz, Harper, do you fly or are you a home collector? Now, Eddie Ortiz, don't pick a fight. Shane Dennis says, the race should have been flown from North Bay in the first place. Yes, it should have been. You're right, Shane. Camel City Combine with the Shutters and the Auburn Racing Pigeon Club. Auburn Racing Pigeon Club. Okay. He gives them a thumbs up. That's good. Hey, maybe you guys can trade pigeons. Nothing wrong with that. Yes, that's why he is. That's why he is jealous. And I understand when you build a $400,000 beautiful pigeon loft, which I would probably love to go and see it because I love looking at pigeon lofts. It's like going to look at nice houses. But hold on.
Hey, listen, my friend. That doesn't mean you're
Yeah.
that.
But when you
I know guys.
when you move,
I know guys that won top-notch flyers, and their pigeon loft was against the back wall of their house, and their boxes were Coca-Cola crates, the
Yep.
old wooden crates, and yeah, and you know what I'm saying? The thing was like
listen.
you know,
Listen. I've
this
been.
loft was worth probably $50.
Hey,
I knew guys that flew
Oh,
out of old
hold on.
old bus shelters,
Can I tell you something?
right?
For Brady, or is it Brady or what's
Brady
Brady
Harper.
Brady Harper. I've been to Gannis's loft multiple times and brought him a lot of customers. True? True. He won't lie about that. I've been to Gerard Koopman's. I've been to Jan Hoyman's. I've been to Emile Denny's. I've been to Van Hees. I've been to Port Valitz. I've been to Formula One. I've been to John Gladwin.
Xavier Verstraete.
Xavier Verstrada. I've been
Serge
to
Elsacker.
Serge Elsacker, Peter and Ian Verrees, Willie Daniels,
Frank-
Chris Clarebot, Barton Francis Verdayan. Hold on. Alfred Van Zoren, Van de Posch. Who else? Joe and Florian Hendricks in Holland. I've been to Denmark to Anders Brobeck, the Denmark champion. I've been to Italy with to see the Italian there. What's his name? Luca Campanelli.
You've been to Germany.
I've been to Germany. I've seen the best pigeon lofts in the world. And I'm not bragging here. And I've seen the most richest lofts, and I've seen the lofts that were little sheds. And they're getting great results. Guys, it's not about the money in your loft. It's about the work ethic that you put into your pigeons. And big, beautiful lofts are great. I see a lot of big houses here in Toronto. Houses that you just drool over. And you know what? You go into them because we were in the garbage business. You ask Ricky. You go into the big houses. The houses that are 5,000 square feet, 10,000 square feet.
20,000 square feet.
They got a kitchen and all the rooms in the house are empty with nothing. Empty rooms. What does it mean, guys? You can win with big lofts, small lofts. But am I jealous? No. Actually, the only thing I'm jealous of is that I can't raise pigeons.
What I'm jealous of,
I'm jealous about
I'm
that.
jealous of how can a man get away with rape, murder, the whole works. It's not right. And stand up for your rights. And the EOC, nobody comes on. I'm sorry, but
Hey, you want to know what's really nice?
something about you folks there. Something's going on, and all these open races going on. And when that sucker walks up with his basket, I'm coming in to fly against you guys. Again, I say it. He should be shunned away. Turn your car and go away. But maybe half the people don't know about it, eh? Maybe it's only me and this guy. You know, maybe.
And you know the sad part is, we're standing up for the EOC members. We're not an EOC member. I don't really.
We're not an EOC
We're not.
member.
We're not an Up North Combine member. We're standing up. We're giving you the facts.
What really ticks me off is they got that Bill fella for doing nothing but speaking his mind, and the other Sam fella, they got rid of him. They just ejected him. But meanwhile, this guy cheats, steals from the other flyers, and they still post a result. I'm sorry, but
Okay, let me read here.
God, Bob, you should
Oh.
open your eyes, Bob.
All those Dutch fanciers don't have an Olympic and a first national against 38,000 pigeons. Hold on. Alfred, that's right. And Alfred says his loft is nothing. Guys, Alfred's loft is not nothing. Alfred's loft is a small loft. Is it very fancy? No. It's a very, very small little restaurant that produces very, very
Good food.
and not only good food, good specialty dishes.
Good quality. Yeah.
Right. And you know what? That's okay. And there's nothing to knock the Hoymans. There's nothing to knock the Koopmans. No, we're not saying that. But you can get super results in small small lofts. And I'll tell you, he flies 0 one-loft races. Florida Pigeon Derby, 50% Van Zoren pigeon. Guys, I'm just going to say, sometimes you don't have to drink the name brands. Name brands aren't what you're always looking for.
More
Small.
is less.
Yeah, you
More
know
is
what?
less.
If I knew a store, a restaurant that made their own, let's say, soda, custom made, they make it. You can come in and have a dinner and you drink a soda, let's say. I would prefer to try that
Yeah.
than drinking a Pepsi or whatever. But that's my whatever. Anyways, we're having some fun. Our one-loft race again, guys. For people watching, and this show could have got boring for you guys tonight. That's okay. I wanted to throw this back out here again. Payments. You got to get your payments in because we're going to start racing this weekend. It's going to be Saturday or Sunday. More than likely Sunday, the 100 miles. 100 miles should be an easy walk in the park for those 106 pigeons. And I want to thank the people that did participate this year. That's great. Again, we've taken kind of a step back with all the videos and everything. But the birds do look great. Get your activations in. I have a feeling when the activations all come in, these 100 pigeons are going to fly for... I'm just going to look here. What was it? 19 lofts. Let's just do the math. Just so I can tell you guys sort of what's the prize money that could be if everyone activates. 19 lofts times $500. You remember 9,500? So what's 19 times 2? It's 38. 106 minus 38. 106 minus 38 is 68 pigeons times 250. 17,000 plus
9.5055.
9,500.
Yeah.
Hey, 100 pigeons flying for $26,000. Is that a bad deal? Alfred, what do you think? 100 pigeons flying for $26,500. I'd like if everyone come back and play here, get a big race going, but that's a beautiful, beautiful
It's
race.
good. It's at par.
It's great. You make a few prizes, man, people are going to be happy. There's only 100 pigeons, right? Cow track. Call it a cow track. Let's look at the comments. More, when are you guys going to start with your auctions again, Ruben? We will be heading to Europe here quite shortly. We're cleaning out our website, getting the cookies cleaned out so she runs good. We got a lot of new things coming. There's going to be a lot of interviews, a lot of big things happening at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions this coming year. I want you guys to stick with us. Dreams will be made true this year. Jeffrey McCann. Jeffrey, are you coming on the next Pigeon Boss tour? I hope you do. How are you doing, my friend? Nice to see you on. I hope you're being safe. Jeffrey McCann has worked at Boeing for 60 years.
Wow.
Next thing. JD Teal says, the name brands are not on the top 10 of the KDBD awards consistently every year. Can't deny the back and white results. Knowledge is free. So do the research. Hey, and I think I've never met Mr. JD Teal, but one thing I can see with him is he just told you the most key thing, guys. Knowledge is free, so do the research. We just showed you tonight what the research was. And I didn't come on here to rip Mr. Oscar and Linda DeVries to give false accusations. I just didn't think that result was very fair. It was fishy. It looked odd. And I called a spade. And I looked at those results, and I looked in 2 combines of results. And the paper trail said, sorry, No horsepower here. So, hey, there it is. Hold on. Shane Dennis says, Bill Estelle had a good bird at the Upper Canada today. He loves the sport. It's too bad they don't let him continue to fly. Now, Bill Estelle is somebody who got thrown out of the Peterborough Club. Again, I heard multiple things. I don't know what is true. And because I'm a third party, I don't know firsthand.
If he deserved to get thrown out, Bill, he deserved it. Good. This guy, Oscar, he deserves to get thrown out as well.
I'm going to say, if Bill Estelle got thrown out, then Oscar DeVries and Linda DeVries, they should be thrown out as well.
What about Sam? He got thrown out.
Well, and if Sam got thrown out, sure, he
That's
should.
it. If he did
Mr.
wrong,
Mr. DeVries should be.
Somebody decided that Bill was wrong and threw him out. Sam, they decided he's wrong. They threw him out. This character here shows right there. Somebody sent an email from that area.
Yeah.
Or he sent an email to them. Then he should get thrown out. That's it. Done.
But the EOC members have to do like Brady does, and like Maurice O'Donnell does, and like we do. Stand up. And I don't know those EOC members if they're going to stand up.
Well, like Brady said, we are jealous. Brady, I'm not jealous of somebody that rapes somebody, murders somebody, robs a bank. When I know the truth, that's not jealousy, Brady. That's not jealousy.
No.
It's proof.
Right.
Why should I be jealous of a guy that raped the people in the EOC in that race? You think I'm jealous? No, I'm telling you the truth. Am I jealous of somebody that stole my pickup truck or your pickup truck? No, I'm telling you the truth. I know he stole your pickup truck. Does that mean I'm jealous? Does that mean I want to steal pickup trucks? No, it's common sense. He stole your pickup truck.
All right.
He's a effing idiot.
Okay.
Okay?
Now.
That's it, Brady.
Hold on. I think Brady's on our side now. Or if he's not, it's not a big deal.
Well, no, he should, wait a minute. Don't point fingers at me saying I'm jealous. I don't know.
I'm beyond,
wait a minute.
I'm beyond jealous.
I'm effing jealous. I don't
I'm
know
jealous.
what I'm talking about.
I'm always jealous.
Sorry, Brady.
Okay,
But I'm not jealous.
enough of
All
Brady.
I'm saying is, I
Okay,
don't like
we already
people
did
that-
it. We
that
did it.
Screw people
We did it.
around, okay?
We did it. So, we got to get the activation in. We got 3 races coming in a week. It's basically we're doing this. Ron Steinbrenner had it. It was a great fun race. I think these birds are going to do okay. You know what? We're going to get birds to finish. And again, as you said it, this year it's more of a homing race. They will race, but it's a little different way. Guys, I don't like you to see the wool over your eyes.
I don't think one-loft birds can race against combine birds unless they're properly worked.
If you race one-loft birds to fly against the combine, you'll have very few one-loft birds left. Because I'll tell you, the one-loft birds cannot take the proper ground and pound it's going to take to get them there. And I know it. Mm-hmm. And I've tried it, and I've tried it, and I've tried it. And you want to know what you get? You get exactly like Brady said, you only got 108 birds in your race. That's because the pounding and the pounding and the pounding, when you're left with no birds at the end of a season, you can't do it. Big shout out again to Joel Gavia, first place at the Upper Canada today. There's the father of the first place winner. Guy Vandenauer, Eddie Grugens. This bird was bred by Eddie the Great Grugens. Again, partnership with Guy Vandenauer on this breeding here. Super nice cock. Again, it was super affordable. And he says this pigeon's already been breeding him good ones. And now here today at the first 150 miles with strong east winds. There's the first bird. There's the father of the first bird that clocked. He also had the 12th place pigeon from Jacob Porvalit. Oh, I love doing the Jacob Porvalit visit there when I was there. He's a super nice guy. You know, unfortunately, Jacob, with his breathing, he can't keep pigeons anymore, and he didn't want to keep putting his wife through it. So, but I met him last year at the Olympiada in Holland, and he's helping out a young flyer. Or I didn't meet him there. I met him at it wasn't Fugari. I met him at the show in Holland, the pigeon show in. Is it in April, March? It was in April, and Jacob gave me a hug, and we talked, and it was so nice. Jacob was talking to me, and people were coming over and talking to him, and he's helping out a young guy. But Jacob Porvalit, a super nice pigeon flyer, and his pigeons have done very well in one-off races, and history repeats itself there again. What else are we saying? Jeffrey McCann, 64 years working at Boeing. 64 years.
Wow.
Man. Jeffrey McCann, the next plane they make, they should call it the McCann.
That's right.
They should.
He's got to be the longest
Employee at Boeing.
Has to be.
Jeffrey, are you the longest employee at Boeing? And now that we've done these results, we don't have to go back over it. We're not going to go back over it.
Closed book.
It's a closed book.
We can be remember when.
Yeah, we'll and remember when. I will say, guys, string. If you're walking down in the city, you're walking in the park, you're walking on the road, and you see a piece of string on the ground, pick it up. Because a little bird, pigeon, an animal, get its feet caught up in it. And I'll tell you, if you want to see something sad, did you want to bring it in the show?
You will get it.
If you want to get it. You guys want to see it, you will see what mangled looks like. And I'll say,
we had to cut one toe off.
we had to cut a toe off. Actually, cut it off with the scissors.
I got the toe right here.
You got the toe here. No, bring the bird in. I just want to show people. Hey, guys. Be good to the environment. You know, you see a piece of garbage, pick it up. Don't throw shit out the window.
Because pigeons do walk around.
Yeah, pigeons, any birds, you know, and it is a no, I don't want to see the toe. I just want to see the bird. I just want to see the bird.
This is proof.
Yeah.
This is proof here.
Hold on, I'll put it on here, guys, so you can see it.
That's
Oh,
what's his name said to me, he said, well, how do I deal with this neighbor and the pigeons? He said, I'm thinking I'm poisoning them. Can you imagine?
All right, we're going to show you the pigeon here now.
I'll get that bird for you.
There's the toe. Had to cut it off. Look at the swollenness. Look at the swollenness on the toe. You see? She just tied right on. We're going to show you this foot here momentarily. And again, the Monday Night Family Show. We stir the shit. Shane, are you flying the Big 400 this weekend? Let's see. Wow. What a toe. Small little toe. Blah. Gross. Rick, you'll bring it in. We're going to show this and then we can wrap it up. But reminder, guys, like, share, and subscribe. We're going to have new content coming to you here just shortly. A lot of auctions coming up. We're going to hand select some pigeons. We're going to go to the top lofts all throughout Europe. We got a bunch of new lofts right off the hop. Some lofts that you don't know or maybe you haven't heard of, or lofts that we've done a few years ago. We're getting results from that we're going to go back, do it again. But, you know, I love this job. I love meeting pigeon guys. I love meeting the tough guys. There's all types of good pigeon men. And I can't wait really to go back to Ireland. I really can't. I liked when I went there, meeting Derek Walsh. I loved going to England. The UK was great. Everywhere I've been, super good. Let's show it. Here we go. Here we go, guys.
So that's the foot. We had to cut the toe off.
Okay, there you go. That's the foot we cut the toe off.
Now I see
It's
the
going down.
Swelling's going down quick.
Swelling's down,
That's-
going real
that's-
quick.
That's where the toe was.
It's 50% smaller, but let's look at
Yeah.
this other foot.
This one here was a disaster. And I hope. Look at that. You could see where the string went in. And just I hope we got all that string out of there.
Oh, hold on. Show the palm of the foot on that one. Or move your fingers for a second. Just look at that, guys. All cut in. There you see
There's
it.
just a piece of string here, isn't it? Oh no.
No. We'll have to go back over it but the
Poor-
swelling on the left foot
It's already gone down a lot.
already gone down. Amazing how blood will flow, eh?
Oh. Poor thing.
Oh, coughing here. Oh, whoa.
I cough right in my face.
Sorry, I didn't mean to. Anyways, I think it was a good family show tonight. Again, guys, get your money in for your one loft. And we just wanted to show you guys the results in black and white. I don't think it was fair that what was done to those people in that combine. I don't think it's fair to anybody that has to get cheated on, like stuff like that. Pigeon racing is supposed to be fun. You're supposed to win with honor. You're supposed to let your pigeons do the talking. And if people let the pigeons do more of the talking, it would be better. Yeah, we had to clean it out. There was too much like viruses and stuff. I had to work on it. Yeah, second bird. Remember, I had to cut the strings off the bird down in the in Belgium. Mike Green, don't worry. Our site should be up and running here within the next week or so. No, Jeffrey McCann says no. They had a lady with 70 years working at Boeing.
Wow.
There's no way she could be there for 70 years. She must have been.
Well,
I don't think.
she could have started at 15 years old. Maybe she's 85 now or something. Or maybe she,
Hey, Jeff, don't say it's your mom.
did she get a full pension?
They probably gave her a plane. And it's the Boeing 70. You know the number 70?
Do you want to know what her last name was?
What?
Boeing.
Boeing.
They named the company after her.
Hey, that's a good one. No. Hey, guys, if I could just say one thing, stand up. Like Maurice did, like Brady did, like we've done. Stand up for what is right. Talk for your pigeons. And reminder, guys, we are always not going to agree. But there's always one thing that we all have in common, is we love our pigeons, we love racing, we love keeping them. That's what we love. And so we're all on that same team, but we're not going to, me and him do it. We don't always see eye to eye. We talk it, we do what we do. I don't think Lance is sending birds this weekend. He wanted to, but I don't think he can make it to the Friday night shipping. Come on, you can find somebody, maybe Marshmallow ship or someone in your area is going to ship.
All I can say.
Test those pigeons.
All I can say is,
Do you want a toe?
Oscar, if we're saying wrong, please stand up. Come on the show and tell us we're saying a wrong story. That's it. Stand up for your rights, man. Stand up for your rights. Have you got the big enough, those things? You got them? Come on.
Hey, on that note, that's Richard. I'm Ryan. We'll be
So
on.
what do you want to do with this? We're going to put soup? Make soup out of it.
Yeah, we're gonna
Good
be.
soup.
We're gonna. We'll be back on next Monday night. We got to keep training the birds. An hour and 51-minute show. Long enough. The proof was in the paperwork. Like, share, and subscribe. Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, Pioneer One Loft Race, Monday Night Family Show. Get your money in, guys. I'm going to end it with this so you know. Take a look. Get your money in. If your money's not in, you do not get to play. Bye for now. Have a great evening.